A lot of designers struggle to create a stylized 2.5 dimension designs in Adobe After Effects. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to create a stylized cube along with fake 3D coins like 0x100 in Adobe After Effects. This is the only tutorial you'll need to master this trend. Now, I want to take a moment to talk about my Patreon page. I share YouTube project files along with trendy animations that I create for my projects. These ready-to-use templates will save you time and are easy to apply to your own work. The club is limited to only 100 people, so join before it's too late. Alright, here we are inside of Adobe After Effects, and now let's begin. On the first step, I'm going to create a new composition. I'm going to call it main. The width is set on 1080, the height is set on 9020, the frame rate is set on 30 frames per second, and of course the duration is 10 seconds. On the first step, what I want to do is that I want to create a rectangular cube that you have saw on the preview. Well, to do that, I'm going to select the rectangle tool. I'm going to change the fill to the linear gradient, and I'm going to draw a rectangle like this. This is going to be the base of our shape. I'm going to call it base, and by pressing on the selection tool, we are going to change the gradient angle from here to here. Okay, this seems good. I like the colors. And on the next step, I want to add a bit more depth into it. Well, to do that, while this shape layer is selected, I'm going to switch into the circle tool, and I'm going to change from the shape to the mask tool. And I'm going to draw a mask like this. Now, as you see, our main shape has disappeared. In order to reveal it and make the shading that I want, first I'm going to add a fill effect. And now I'm just going to double click on the fill effect, and this will open the fill option in here. Now I'm just going to enable the compositing options in here. All right, now as you see, we have a small blue circle with a rectangle on it in here. That means the fill effect is going to get applied only on the mask layer. Well, this is exactly what we want. Now I'm just going to press F to reveal the mask feather, and I'm going to increase the feather like this. And then we can just change the color to, let's say, green color like this. All right, now I'm just going to select the ellipse tool one more time, and I'm going to draw a circle like this. Again, I'm going to repeat the same step. We are going to apply the fill effect, and we're going to double click on it, and in compositing options, we're going to select the mask too. All right, let's just change its color, but this time let's make it a bit darker, and we are going to increase the feather for this mask as well. So now we have a shape like this. Now, the good thing is that we can select the mask path, and we can increase or decrease the path to make it better. Okay, this is nice. On the next step, I'm going to duplicate this layer, and I'm going to push it in here. And then I'm going to change the anchor point to the left, and I'm going to press S to reveal the scale. I'm going to turn off the chain, and then I'm going to set it on 50%. And this is going to be the side of the cube that we have on here. And if you want to take your design one level further, you can add the deep glow effect into your design. And you can change the radius to 150, and you can turn down the exposure to 0.5. You can use the manual glow in the Adobe After Effects, but the result won't be as good as when you use the deep glow. So I highly suggest you to use this plugin if you want to create better glows for your animation. All right, this seems good. I'm gonna turn down the transparency grid, and I'm going to just adjust the second mask as well. Okay, that seems nice. Now it is time to animate it. Well, in order to do that, I'm going to parent the base 2 into the base 1, and we are going to turn off the chain option, and we can just animate it by setting the anchor point on the bottom, and then we can just set a keyframe. I'm just going to set this one on 0, and exactly on 1 second. I'm going to set it on 100, and I'm going to set it easing on the keyframes by pressing Shift plus F3. I'm going to select the graph editor, and I'm going to give it a 65% influence for each handle like this. This seems good. All right. Now we can just pre-compose this layer. I'm gonna call it cube. And let's open the composition. I'm going to select the region of interest to draw a region around the cube. And then by going into composition, I'm going to select crop comp to region of interest. All right, and then we just need to set it in here. Okay, now on the next step, I'm going to select the rectangle tool, and I'm gonna draw a rectangle like this. We're gonna set the color on the solid, and let's make it a bit darker for now, and let's push it beneath the cube layer. And I'm going to adjust the cube like this. On the next step, what I want to do is that I want to create a shadow for this cube. Well, to do that, I'm going to duplicate this layer. I'm going to call it shadow, and I'm going to push it beneath the cube layer in here. I'm going to turn down the opacity to 25%. And then with the layer selected, I'm going to go towards the rectangle tool. I'm going to draw a rectangle like this. And then I'm going to press F to reveal the feather. And I'm going to feather it like this. All right, so far this looks super good. Now it is time to add the globe. To do that, I'm going to open the asset panel, and I'm going to bring the word globe. This is just basically a move sequence of a rotating globe. And I'm going to drag it behind the scene, and I'm going to scale it like this. All right, now we need to push it a bit down, and we need to fix the color so it matches the design that we have in here. Well, to do that, I'm going to add a tint effect, and I'm gonna make it a bit darker. Great. Now it is time also we add the overall background. Well, I'm going to press Ctrl plus Y to create a new solid. I'm gonna call it BG. I'm going to drag it beneath the layers, and then I'm going to add a gradient ramp layer into it. Now we can just add the second color. All right, so far we have this animation, and now it is time to design the coin. Well, to do that is fairly simple. I'm going to get back to the project panel, and I'm going to create a new composition. I'm going to call it coin. And for the sake of working better, I'm just going to reduce the width and height to 512. And now I'm going to select the ellipse tool. I'm going to turn off the fill, and let's increase the stroke to 5. And I'm going to choose a green color. And I'm going to draw a circle like this. And this is going to be the stroke of our coin. I'm going to call it the stroke. And let's just set it on 3D. Now with the layer is set on 3D, make sure you are working on advanced 3D, renderer machine. And then I'm going to open the geometry options, and I'm going to increase the extrusion depth to 50. Let's just turn the viewport from 1 view to 2 view so you guys can see better what effect it does. 50% should be good. And this is going to be the stroke of the coin. And in order to make the base, what we need to do is that we are going to create a new composition. And this time I'm going to call it base coin. The width and height is set on 512, which is good. And then I'm going to select the ellipse tool again. And let's turn off the stroke this time. And we are going to select the radial gradient. And we're going to draw a circle like this. Okay, let's fix the colors. And I'm going to write a $sign in the middle. And let's parent it to the first shape layer. And in order to make this design a bit better, I'm going to right click on the base layer. In layer styles, I'm going to select an inner glow. I'm going to increase the size. And let's just set it on normal. And we can change its color. Okay, this seems good. Now, still, we can take this design even further by going into the ellipse tool. And I'm gonna draw a ellipse like this. And I'm going to set it on white and black. Let me just turn off the background for a second so you can see better. I'm going to use the track matte and I'm gonna track matte it to the first shape. Let's reveal the shape layer 1. And I'm going to add a fastbox blur into it. And let's just set the blur into 10 should be good. And on the last step, I'm going to change the mode from normal to classic color dodge. And you see that we have this nice shiny effect for the coin. I'm going to duplicate it and I'm going to place one in here as well. All right, this is good. Now let's get back to the coin. And I'm going to bring the coin base into the coin. Okay. And for the last step, we just need to fix the position. So let's just set the base coin on 3D. And then I'm going to press P to reveal the position. I'm going to press Ctrl+C to copy the position. And then I will paste it for the position of the coin. And then I'm going to increase the scale sort of to match it for the cylinder that we have in here. Okay, this seems good, but if we rotate, we will see that the back of the coin has nothing. So we can duplicate it and we can push it beneath the layer like this. And now on the last step, we can just create a null and we can parent everything to that null. And now we can just rotate this null and fix the position of the coins. All right, let's get back to one viewport. And now we can just adjust the coin like this. All right, on the last step, I'm just going to bring the coin. I'm going to set it in here. And then we can animate it by using a simple position. So I'm going to set it on here. And then on 1 second, I'm going to set the coin in here. I'm going to apply the standard easings. And then I'm going to set it on 65% influence for each handle, like this. And we will have this animation, which is the final result. Alright, here we are at the end of this video and I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave out a like and subscribe to the channel as it would help me out a lot. Thank you so much. Goodbye.